really enjoying introducing you to all these creative entrepreneurs from my hometown, Nairobi. Today, we're going to meet a person I love so much, Wanjiru Koinange. Come.
Hi, my name is Muthoni Drummer Queen, an artist and creative entrepreneur from Nairobi, that's the capital city of Kenya. Welcome to my home, and let me introduce you to some amazing creative entrepreneurs that you definitely need to learn about.
Hold on, wait now, slow down, hold on, criminal, I didn't even know he dirty murderer.
It's so nice to see you, Shiro. I've known you a long time.
Yo, way back. We go back.
Yeah. So it's really beautiful to watch your journey as a writer, your segue into publishing, into running a non-profit, fixing libraries in Nairobi. So you have a really interesting, creative, entrepreneurial, artistic journey. I wonder if you could just share that with us.
I'd be happy to. I have always known that I want to write, but I've also always known that I like shiny things, and shiny things cost money, so I have to do the thing where I'm balancing it. So I started off when we actually met running gigs in the music industry. I managed musicians, I managed gigs, I worked for a tech company, and then I moved on to writing because I feel like I'd done everything I could for the scene, and I just needed to work on me now and do the thing that I wanted to do. So I went away and got a master's in creative writing, and that was the kind of launch pad for my book because my thesis was my first novel, The Havoc of Choice, which is now out and doing really well in Nairobi and then everywhere else.
Bestseller,
actually.
Yes.
And the thing that occurred to me when I purposed to write all the time and write as much as I could was that when I looked at the publishing scene, I saw the cost of books, I saw what our economy looks like, and wondered how can I then live if only 1% of Kenyans can afford my books? So how else can people read the book outside of the money, right? How can I get this book in people's hands? And libraries made more sense. As a distribution model, I don't think you can think about publishing and distribution without libraries. It's the only place where everyone can go and get your book with no expectation of money. All you need to do is bring it back,
yes.
Right? And that became kind of like the P or the pin that kind of began the exploration of library work. And then we just saw, why couldn't we do that for all other kinds of creatives? Well, libraries have been seen as this house of books, it could also be a house where artists come to commune and people come to explore art for free. And the thing here is free because I don't think we have many spaces in Nairobi that don't expect anything from you, be it church or political spaces or stadiums. There's always just, you have to do something. You have to pay, or you have to believe, or you have to vote to be relevant in these spaces. Libraries then become the ideal public space, and while doing that also, we want them to serve artists.
That's really dope.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's really dope. And so through the libraries, so the publishing work that you do, is that connected to the library?
Yes, because when we took over Macmillan Memorial Library and its branches in Makadara and Kaloleni, we didn't see ourselves in those buildings. I didn't see my ancestors. I didn't see the authors who inspired me. I didn't see their works in there. I didn't see, you see a lot of art in there, but none of it is Kenyan art. It's all stuff from Britain and England and anywhere else.
All colonial.
All colonial. And then, because when we ask people to own this space, they're like, how can we, when the books describe us as barbarians and talk about racism like it's celebrated, it should be celebrated. So while we know that there's works on the continent that reflect our lives, we also want to be able to put out more. We know that we're going to get to a point where the appetite doesn't meet the demand doesn't meet the supply. So we figured, let's get ahead of that curve. And Bunk Books was initially targeted at children only. We wanted to publish children's books by African authors. But then I am a writer, and when I got the publishing deals from abroad, they were great, but they weren't what I wanted. And I don't know how to publish a book in London, but I can figure out how to publish a book in Kenya. Absolutely. And it didn't make sense for anybody else to do that here. So we did it ourselves and set up Bunk Books, and we now have 2 bestsellers on the list in 2020, which is just incredible for our first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Shiro.
Thank
Wish
you.
Great success.
Thank you.
Everybody deserves to read this book, The Havoc of Choice. It's an amazing book. Her debut novel. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Sure.